This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Dr. Rose Davis, wife of PNP stalwart Dr. Omar Davis, has died. Dr. Rose Davis, the wife of former finance minister and retired People's National Party politician Dr. Omar Davis, has died. She passed away at her home on Saturday morning after battling cancer for some time. By profession, Davis was an educator and early childhood education specialist, having written extensively in that field. Additionally, she also served as head of the Institute of Education at the Mona campus of the University of the West Indies. Throughout her life, too, Davis contributed to education by serving on several boards, including that of the Early Childhood Commission, the Joint Board of Teacher Education, and the Shortwood Teachers College Board. For her stellar contribution to the field of education, she was awarded the Order of Distinction at the rank of Commander for her service to the education sector. Among those remembering the late educator is PNP President Mark Golding, who described her as a wonderful lady and friend who was a leading expert in the field of education and a true nation builder. Heartfelt condolences to her dear husband, my friend and predecessor MP Dr. Omar Davis, and the entire family, he tweeted. PNP Vice Presidential candidate Richard Azan, in a Facebook post, wrote, "Rest in peace, Dr. Rose Davis, wife of Dr. Omar Davis. My condolences to the family." Linstead businessman and another in custody for motor vehicle theft. A licensed firearm holder who is a well-known businessman in Linstead, St. Catherine, is now in police custody, along with a St. Catherine farmer, after both were held in a stolen motor car yesterday. The vehicle, a 2014 Toyota Probox, was intercepted by the St. Catherine North Police after it was captured on video via Jamaica Eye, approaching the Angels Toll Plaza on the North-South Highway. The suspects were tracked and intercepted at the traffic light in Time and Patience district in Linstead. The car was stolen from the Sagicor parking lot in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, between 2:30 p.m. and 2:40 p.m. yesterday. The police have seized the licensed firearm of the businessman. Head of the St. Catherine North Police, Acting Senior Superintendent Howard Chambers, told the news that the police quickly mounted an operation on receiving information about the stolen vehicle. The Jamaica Eye CCTV system has been reaping a lot of good results since its installation in March of this year, SSP Chambers said. Attorney Howard Hamilton has died. Howard Hamilton QC passed away late Friday evening of natural causes, family members told the news. He was 85, described as one of the most brilliant defense attorneys Jamaica has ever produced. Hamilton began his legal career in the chambers of the late Ian Ramsey QC and arose to become a formidable advocate. There was nobody I know who could make a plea in mitigation like Howard. He was brilliant, prominent attorney Walter Scott QC told the news, expressing condolences to Hamilton's family. Hamilton was educated at St. Aloysius Primary, Jamaica College and Lincoln's Inn. He was called to the bar in November 1959 and admitted to the Inner Bar QC in 1984. He was a senior parliamentary ombudsman and ombudsman for political matters from November 1998 to April 2000 and became public defender in April 2000. He practiced law in Jamaica, Bermuda, Bahamas, Cayman Islands, Grenada, St. Kitts, and the Turks and Caicos. Born in Kingston on June 9, 1936, he was the son of the late Eduardo Hamilton and Gertrude Isabel Dan Hamilton. Hamilton is survived by wife Talia and a son Brick and 5 other children from previous marriages. Man shot dead in Augustown, killing linked to flare-up of violence in community. Gunmen struck on Mona Road in Augustown, St. Andrew, just before 7 o'clock yesterday evening, leaving 1 man dead. Police sources have linked the killing to the latest flare-up of violence in the community, which was declared a zone of special operation months ago. The sources say yesterday's killing is linked to an attack on 4 men in the section of the community known as Hermitage on Wednesday night. One man was killed in that attack, while 2 others were shot and remain in hospital with life-threatening wounds. The 4th man escaped unharmed. Another Parklane resident gone missing. Residents of Parklane are fearing the worst after another member of their community has gone missing. The man, identified only by his alias Rudy, has been missing since Tuesday, September 7, after he left the community. He has not been seen or heard from since. The missing person case was confirmed by police from the St. Andrew North Division. The community has been on the edge since guns barked on July 24, leaving 3 men dead and 4 others injured. The infighting between factions flared up after the abduction of a prominent resident known as Kishi was abducted by men posing as law enforcement officers. He has not yet been found. Since then, a joint police-military presence has ensured that no further reprisals have occurred, but a heavy tension remains. Several residents have fled the community as gangsters loyal to Kishi have embarked on a revenge mission to purge Parklane of persons who are thought to be allied to a faction led by a man who is presently incarcerated and rumored to be directing criminal activity from his prison cell. Subsequent to the triple murder, Rudy was taken into custody and interrogated by police, but later released. His disappearance is troubling to his loved ones who feared the worst. Everybody concerned that them don't see Rudy, and we know that because police and soldier in here, the bad man them can't come in and shoot nobody, so they target people when they leave the area. We know how them cool, and we only hope him still alive, one resident told the news. Parklane runs off the arterial corridor of Red Hills Road to the south and is bordered by 100 Lane to the east and the Pennant Terrace to the west and the north. Woman breaks JP's jawbone. An unemployed Kingston woman was on Thursday ordered to pay $500,000 compensation to a justice of the peace for dislodging her jawbone during a dispute that arose over the JP's alleged involvement with the husband of the offender's friend. Melissa Johnson, 47, pleaded guilty to assault occasioning bodily harm in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court and is to return with a payment on September 23 when she will be sentenced. The court heard that on July 30, the complainant was driving in her car when she slowed down to drive over a sleeping police. Johnson reportedly flung a stone and hit her in the face. The court heard that 4 persons had to restrain Johnson from further attacking the complainant. Johnson denied that the dispute was about the affair. She is having an affair with my friend's husband, but it is not about that. She went on my Facebook page cussing me out, said Johnson, adding that the complainant had also sent several threatening texts to her phone. However, Johnson said on the day of the incident, she was outside her home when the complainant drove over her foot. Johnson said she then flashed her hand in the car and the complainant stabbed at her repeatedly with a ratchet knife, and she retaliated by hitting her with a stone. Senior Parish Judge Lorian Cole Montague said that based on the doctor's report, the complainant had suffered a blunt trauma to the left side of her face, a dislocated mandibula, and has been unable to eat since the incident. Johnson was then told that the complainant wanted $500,000 for her injuries, which the judge agreed was not an unreasonable sum. Johnson said she was not able to say when she could pay the sum. She later admitted that she was unemployed. The judge attached 2 conditions to Johnson's bail: for her to have no contact or communication with the complainant. The health ministry says it is difficult to determine oxygen shortage deaths. The health ministry has declared that it will be difficult to determine whether any of the COVID deaths recorded 2 weekends ago were the result of the oxygen shortage. During the shortage, several hospitals were low on oxygen and many were entirely out. Relatives of Savannah Lamar nurse Deidre Cunningham said the lack of oxygen contributed to her death. There were claims that other patients died because of the lack of oxygen. But according to Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Besisa McKenzie, it is difficult to determine if the oxygen shortage resulted in deaths. The pathology of severe COVID is such that most deaths are going to result from respiratory failure or multi-organ involvement, and hence it will be difficult to say that the cause of death was due to reduced oxygen supplies, she said. Ms. Asa Mackenzie was speaking on Thursday at the Health Ministry's weekly COVID conversation press briefing. The Health Ministry recorded 18 deaths on August 28 and another 18 on August 29, the weekend of the oxygen crisis. Meanwhile, Ms. Asa Mackenzie said for the period August 1 to September 8, there were 565 COVID deaths in Jamaica. Another 108 deaths are under investigation to determine if they were COVID-related. 11 more COVID deaths and 662 new infections. Jamaica on Friday recorded another 11 COVID deaths, pushing the overall tally to 1,704. The deaths occurred between August 23 and September 9. Those who have died are a 61-year-old man from St. Anne, a 67-year-old man from St. Anne, an 84-year-old man from St. Mary, a 65-year-old man from Portland, a 61-year-old woman from Portland, a 69-year-old man from St. Catherine, a 67-year-old man from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 76-year-old woman from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 64-year-old woman from St. Elizabeth, a 40-year-old woman from St. Elizabeth, and an 80-year-old man from St. James. At the same time, there were 652 new infections, increasing the overall case count to 75,297. The parish breakdown is as follows: Clarendon 34, Hanover 16, Kingston and St. Andrew 151, Manchester 52, St. Anne 66, St. Catherine 120, St. Elizabeth 61, St. James 65, St. Mary 6, St. Thomas 25, Trelawney 32, Westmoreland 24, and Portland no new cases. Meanwhile, hospitalizations remain extremely high at 802, with 152 patients moderately ill, 110 severely ill, and 60 critically ill. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.